Howdy folks, visiting a new park today, well for these videos anyway. I have been out here before. This is Hale Conservation Park. It's a nice little park. It's very similar to Warren that we were at the other day, and I might go to Warren again this afternoon. There's a banana sitting on the map here for some reason, not mine. But yeah, this has also got the map plate, so we'll show you where we're at. Obviously down here. And we're going to run this one clockwise as well, all up here to H2. And then we'll, just follow it around essentially. It's not quite as long a track as Warren, so this one's a 4-kilometre circuit. Warren is like 9 kilometres. But yeah, there should be some interesting orchids up here. We'll have a look. I can already see a stumpy on the track. I bet stumpy tail lizard doing his thing. We'll go up and say hello in a minute. Yeah, still hoping to see some Caladenia behrai up here. I apologise if when I appear on camera I look a bit flushed. I have been out fishing this morning and I'm a little bit sunburnt, I think. So you get that. It's sunny. It's like 25, 26 degrees today. Nice and warm. Let's say hello to Mr. Stumpy Tail up here. Excuse me. Hello. How you doing? Oh, alright then. See you later. Yeah, gonna wander up the hill here. It's uphill for a fair while. It's fairly steep. Cuts around to the right and goes through like old mica diggings and stuff, which is interesting. Yeah, I'll come back and say hello when I found some orchids to look at. Alrighty. As soon as I say that, here we go. So this is a new one for our orchid series this year. These are Glossodia major. I think they're still called that anyway. Also known as purple cockatoos. Lovely coloured orchid, and they've all just come into flower in the last week or so from what I can gather. Saw lots today when I was fishing in South Para. And I expect to see many of those here in the park today. What's this over here? This looks like a Thelymitra rubra. So, salmon sun orchid. Just opening up for the day. Hoping we'll see lots of sun orchids. It is much warmer, much sunnier than it's been on any of my trips, any of the videos I've made so far. So we'll see how we go. Can't even get away for a moment here. It's got Caladenia tentaculata right next to the track here. Shaping up to be a good day. Nice example. Alright. Scanning around, not seeing anything immediately, so carrying on. Still trucking our way uphill here, just bringing you back in. Found a lovely display again of more of the Glossodia majors. A little bit easier to see this time around. They're not quite buried in the sticks. Quite a lot of them there. We got some salmon sun orchids here. A lovely big display of them back here. Back here, big group of them. More purple cockatoos. Orchid season's really hitting its stride here in the Northern Mount Lofty Ranges at the moment. Yeah, there's stacks of salmon sun orchids right here in this spot. Got some mantis orchids up here as well. just in here. It's looking like it's going to be a good day. A few more in here. Another mantis orchid there. It's windy, so I do apologise for any wind noise coming through on the camera. This phone seems to be a bit better at cancelling it out, but there's still going to be some. It is very windy. Still continuing the relentless uphill march. That's going to break me, I reckon, but we'll get to it momentarily. Just taking a breather, looking around. Looks like the story of the day is going to be salmon sun orchids, along with Caladenia tentaculata. Stunning specimen there. It's a really big flower, apart from being a bit droopy. Will be like a double flower as well, with the bud on the front. And heaps and heaps of Glossodia majors. Lots of those about. Haven't seen anything else apart from those 3 species yet, but have my hopes up. We're only 600 metres into the track so far. Up the hill. Can't be avoided. Once we're up, we're up. Everything else is downhill, back to the car from there. So we'll think happy thoughts and keep plodding forward. Alrighty, we made it. We didn't have a current area or anything. It's a fair hill. So about to turn right here. Go along the ridge line and loop around. Just having a look around for some orchids. Again, not much apart from what we've already seen. Tentaculata. We got Glossodia major. More Glossodias down there. More salmon sun orchids. So this is what we're seeing today for the most part. So anyway, I'll just show you the map. Oh, that just scared the crap out of me. Came down the track at 100 miles an hour and then saw me. Alright, we're all good. We're going to take a look at the map now. Now we're not getting attacked by kangaroos. So started down there. We are now here. And basically this is all like ridgeline stuff, and then it comes down the hill on the other side to the waterfall. So yeah, so we've just come off like service track type stuff, and now we're going into more closed in sort of single file walking track. So yeah, all really well signposted as the trails out here are. Whoever looks after them, whether it's, I'm not even sure who it is honestly, national parks or the council or whatever, they do a good job. So yeah, alright, let's continue wandering along. So just crossed over with a big group of like teenage school kids. It's actually good to see them getting educated in the outdoor stuff. I never really got to do anything like that in high school. I mean, I had a really well balanced, great education, don't get me wrong, but I didn't get to do anything like that. So yeah, good to see. Still walking along the trail here, just to give you an idea of where we are. So 3.2 kilometres left of the 4K circuit. These guys in full flower at the moment, just looking great. Blue stars, not orchids, but still very cool. Yeah, I mean, I hope at least the natural environment sort of impresses upon some of those kids. It won't upon all of them, obviously, but as long as some of them grow up to appreciate it, I think that's a win, having them out here doing hikings. Just down where I was at earlier today, South Par Reservoir out there. A lovely place to fish, just a lovely place in general. Alrighty, carrying on, so orchids don't see themselves. Working our way along the back of the ridge here, got a couple of new species for the video. One of them's done already, got the Diera species here, donkey orchids, they're well and truly finished. We've also got Thelymitra antennifera. The little rabbit ears sun orchid. We found some at Ferry's McDonald last time I did a video out there, but most of them were not open, and open lovely at the moment with the sunshine. Very cool little sun orchid. Some down here as well with the salmon ones. Yeah. Nice little area through here actually. Really enjoying it. So, just had a really unexpected find. I'm pretty sure I've just come across a little group of Caladenia reticulata. I did mention in the video from Hale Conservation Park that I had seen some out there in the past. I had never seen them here. But here we are, and here we are. So just next to this little rocky outcrop here, there's a nice one here in the sun we can look at first. These are a stunning little orchid. Just amazing to look at. So there's one there. There is another one over there actually. In the bushes. And then we've got these ones over here, over this side of the track. So we've got this one here. Little fat one. And then this one over here, which is another gorgeous specimen. Yeah, so I'm going to get some photos of those and cut them in, but that's really exciting to see. I was not expecting to come across these out here. Exceptionally happy to have found those, even if I don't go ahead and find the Caladenia better right now. Seeing some reticulata out north here is amazing. Here's another one here. I think they're considered reticulata out here. I normally associate reticulata with somewhere like Scott Conservation Park or Cox Scrub. So I think they're the same species out here, but you never know. If you go further southeast, there's actually just an absolute stack of them here. Like I could go on filming heaps and heaps of them, but yeah, absolutely tons. All over the place. How good is that? Love it. Yeah, if you go further southeast, they're considered Caladenia strigosa, I think, even though they look almost identical. But yeah, we're going to stick with Caladenia reticulata for this video. I think that's most appropriate. Alrighty. Really coming up with the goods here in this little section. We've got a little stand of Caladenia leptochila. So I've seen all the ones that I said I had seen at Warren, and we're actually seeing them now, so that's cool. So this is Caladenia leptochila, also known as a reaching sun orchid, I think. There's another pair of them over here, which are much nicer to look at. Yeah, how cool is that? These are much bigger than other ones I've seen. Very tall, like very tall. Awesome examples. So glad I got to show these guys. It's a new one for me out here in this park as well. Had not seen these here before. So yeah, I'll grab some photos. So that's awesome. I'm really glad I've stopped here today. Did hum and ha about it. I do still want to go out to Warren, and I'll probably still go and do that loop again. But yeah, just seeing all these reticulata and leptochila, it's just amazing. Just another reticulata there. It's amazing how a park's so close. I mean, you can walk between these parks. There is a connector trail. Yeah, how different it is, and how much different a week makes, I guess. In the middle of orchid season, a week of, well, you know, it's been 25, 30 degrees all week since I've last been out this way. And yeah, just go to a slightly different park in the same area. And yeah, so many, well, a much different assemblage of orchids. They're pretty much everywhere you look down here. Another tentaculata there. Still hoping to see bear eye here, but I've not got my eyes in for those at the moment. I know there's some around. I've seen some photos posted from the park here. I don't know the exact location of the plants. You know, they are a critically endangered species, so people don't share the location wisely, other than, you know, they're here in the park. I think we're at the lookout point here, which we're just gonna scooch out here and have a look, because it's probably some real nice views. Apologies for the wind noise if it's coming through. Big views. Glorious, lovely day, apart from the wind. Heaps of orchids out here in the lookout too. I'm just going to duck back onto the trail. Alright, we're going to carry on making our way along, and I'll come back to you with any more discoveries. And on this reticulata here. Alrighty, I'll come back to you. Alrighty, just come past the lookout, not too far. Found some more leptochila up there. But I've just looked in here, and this is another new one for this park for me. So these are what I call bearded green hoods, but the one I found at Warren the other day was identified on iNat as extensa rather than plumosa, so who knows. It'll be one of those anyway, Pterostylus plumosa or Pterostylus extensa, I guess. Yeah. I'll take some photos of these guys anyway. They're another new one for the parks, another new iNat record for me. And then we're going to carry on down that way somewhere. Oops, sorry, I'm zoomed in. Down that way. So here's a pretty good example of variability in the size of orchids. We saw that double-headed Caladenia leptochila back up the hill, up that way a little bit. Just come across another one, which is more in line with what I have generally seen in the past with these guys. And it's much, much smaller. Also doesn't have a straight up red labellum, which is what normally happens with these guys. So yeah, not sure about this one. Take a photo anyway. Maybe it's got some influence from something else in it, I don't know. Maybe it's just small. I'll take some photos anyway. Gotta be honest, it's a pretty impressive place to walk here. Just stunning. It's hard to portray scale in a video, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we're down below the lookout here. Got a good views out that way. Just scrubbing along a rocky little trail here at the moment. I didn't go and look at the market diggings because, you know, not really here to look at that, but still heaps of orchids around. There's just reticulata everywhere back up there, but see, these guys, prolific. The mantis orchids as well, prolific. Absolute little ripper of a park. Another couple of the mantis orchids here. Just keep you with me till we get to this trail marker so you can get an idea of how far along we are. .6, so almost halfway around. Come 1.4. Nice little wooded ridge line here to walk along. So again, this video will probably turn into more of a tour of Hale rather than a oh, here we go. I have we got marker diggings up that trail, up in there. I'm just going to follow the circle around, to be honest. Yes, it's almost going to end up as a little bit more of a tour of Hale rather than a orchid video, although we're seeing heaps of orchids. Nothing wrong with that. I feel like I'm seeing heaps of the blue sun orchids too, but they're not in flower yet, so they're probably all a little bit later flowering than what the red ones and the antennifera are. Alright, I'll bring you back in when I find something interesting. Really impressive spot just here. Deep gully down there. Hill on the other side. Also got some really robust Caladenia reticulatas, which are also cool. Really good looking stout ones. Another couple over here, along with that salmon and sun orchid. Doesn't focus. It's got a little fly on it. Cracking spot. Trail goes up that way. Just come down from up there. So this one's an interesting one. This might even be a hybrid. I don't know. It's a well, first glance it's a leptochila, but it doesn't really quite have the form with those drooping sepals, I think, are on the side. Yeah, I'll take a photo and put it on our naturalist anyway. It's probably just a funky leptochila. Same spot as those stout reticulatas. Alrighty guys, pretty much at the bottom point of the track now. This would be a waterfall when it's raining. Currently it's not much more than a stinky little cesspool really. But yeah, look, I've just blasted through the last sort of kilometre or so of track. Lots of Glossodia major, lots of Caladenia tentaculata, lots of Thelymitra rubra. I didn't see any of the Caladenia behri. That's alright. They're a difficult one to find, and yeah, I'm not too fussed about that. If I don't find them, I don't find them. Love to show you, but you know, it is what it is. I've only got about maybe 1.5 km or so of this track left, and it's all kind of this not as nice as what the rest of the track is. So I'm probably not going to film much. But yeah, make my way back to the car. I'll check in when we get back to the car, and then I reckon I'm going to head out to Warren and see how we go looking out there. Whether I do any filming out there or not, I don't know, since we just did a hour-long video there, you know, a week ago. Yeah, you don't need to watch me wander around there again for an hour. But yeah, I think I'll go out there and I'll just try and get an update on some of the species we found. Those behri leaves, which I'm now fairly confident were behri leaves. Go and have a wander up there. There was a bud, so maybe I'll find a flower up there, you never know. Alright, come back to you. So getting back towards the car now. Back into a little nice section of track now that we've climbed out of the valley. Just ran into a nice gentleman named Tom, who's from Victoria. He gave me the heads up that there is a Thelymitra grandiflora up here with a few flowers on top. Whether I actually see it or not as I walk past is a whole other story. Eyes can be painted on sometimes, as I've said before. Still seeing orchids though. Still haven't found Caladenia behri, but here's some more of the reticulata down here. These guys are amazing. They are like genuinely plentiful here in the park, much to my surprise. Obviously I haven't been here at the right time before. Yeah, this has been a great afternoon out here, to be honest. Tom also informed me, which is something that I was just ignorant to, I guess, because Telymitras aren't really my thing. As you know, going by my videos, I quite like Caladenias. But there is 2 different types of the red ones. I can't remember what he called them, but there's the rubra, and then there is a different type. So one's got has got like hairs in the middle of the column, which, let's have a look at this one here, if it wants to focus for me. So that one, I would look at that and I would say that's open in the front of the column. So that's probably Thelymitra rubra. I can't remember what he called the other one. Maybe like luteocilium or something like that. Yeah. All I know is that, yeah, he said there's a couple of varieties. Anyway, I'm just going to call them, for the sake of convenience, I'm going to call them all Thelymitra rubra. And perhaps you guys can scream and shout at the screen that I've got it wrong and that's not what they are. But that's alright, as I say. Telymitras, not really my area of expertise. Basically know them by reds, whites, blues and yellows, and much beyond that is a little bit too much for my brain to handle. Particularly blues. There's just so many different types of blues. But as you can see, we're about just over a K from the car. working back along like the Warren Road edge of the park now. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for this grandiflora, and I'll come back to you if I find it. So I'm not liking our chances of finding this grandiflora, but that's alright. Found a nice little diverse patch here. We have a leptochila in there, along with the red Thelymitras. And then down here, got another one of the red Thelymitras. If it wants to focus for me, probably not. Red Thelymitra there. We've got some cooked donkeys. Got a couple of leptochila there. More of the red Thelymitra over there. We have got our Glossodia majors, or Caladenia major I think they are now, down here. Wax lips, purple cockatoos, whatever you want to call them. More of the red sun orchids in here. And a really nice reticulata just here. Real stunning specimen. Awesome to see a heap of diversity in what's basically maybe a 4 foot by 2 foot spread. Really cool. Alrighty, so pretty much back at the car now. You can hear the road noise in the background. Went past another one of those school groups, which is cool. So you love to see kids getting educated about nature. Not enough people appreciate it these days, I don't think. Everybody's kind of like glued to their phones, and the irony of saying that while speaking to a phone is not lost on me. But everyone's stuck on their phones. Nobody gets out and appreciates just the bush around us. Why wouldn't you want to be out here on a day like this, even if you're forced to as a kid? I'm not sure if any kids watch my videos or not, but it's worth it. Just experiencing it. If you like your wildflowers, a lot of this stuff, could well be extinct in the coming years. There's a lot of rare flora out here in the Adelaide Hills that are, if you want to see it, now's probably your chance, because increasing fragmentation and all that sort of stuff of habitat, these few last refuges are well worth coming out and seeing the flowers that are still here. Anyway, I'm going to head into Warren from here. Probably going to be stretching it to get around the loop there before dark, but I'll do my best. Sunset's at 6. It's around 2:45 now. It's probably when I used to do trail running, I did the loop in like less than 2 hours, but realistically it's a 2 hour plus walk, probably 3 hours if you're stopping and starting looking at stuff. So it'll be sunset by the time I'm coming out of there, but that's all right. Yeah, we'll try and do an update on the Caladenia Bearfly leaves and see how we go. Anyway, I'll come back to you when we're there. It might be a separate video, so we'll leave this as its own video. And yeah, remember to hit like if you enjoy these. I enjoy making them. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Hooroo, guys.